naghahanap ng ibang hanap buhay, nagtuturo, empleyado sa opisina, nagtitinda ng herbal tea, etc. Ang iba ay nagsasabi ng storya sa ibang outlets, pero gumagamit ng ibang pangalan. At syempre, may mas nadala pa dito, doing PR work for politicians. They become vulnerable to the envelopes given at the end of press conferences and to whatever assistance the mayor can provide, a scholarship for the kid, a job for the city hall for the wife, etc. Meanwhile, in news organizations, like the big networks where media workers are paid regularly in some positions at competitive rates, the loopholes in the laws have been mastered to such degree that the membership in the unions in these networks are so small. You have technical specialists, confidential employees, so-called internal job markets, etc. These are employment categories, all of which are not allowed to join the union and be represented on the CTA. Many cannot enjoy the benefits of the regulars. The next point I want to make is a reiteration of the points I've been trying to make about. That is how newsroom policies actually prime journalists to commit ethical breaches. To illustrate, let's look at election coverage. NJP has conducted a series of workshops on election reporting. We have been doing this since 2007. Constant is the issue of no ads, no coverage. Many stations and newspapers implement this policy of only covering candidates who have placed ads in their outlets. No matter how legitimate the issue is, a candidate will not be interviewed because he did not put an ad. There is also a guaranteed number of interviews for news reports for those who place the ads. It does not matter on what issue, it does not matter if the other side is the more logical source,